Hello heroes and villains, welcome to Multiverse. So we have created our Wonder Woman character. So basically she's a hero, she's mentored by magic, so by Wonder Woman of course. Our power is Earth, our weapon is the shield weapon, and she's using the flight movement mode. So let's get this party started.
Fancy meeting you here. I'm Superman, and I'm going to get you off this ship.
I think everyone knows who you are, Superman.
And that's Oracle. She's going to help us navigate through Brainiac's defenses. Be on your toes for Brainiac's sentries.
We're here to save you and the others Brainiac abducted. Speak with Superman when you're ready to move on.
So last time we created our Wonder Woman character. I will put the link to that video in the description down below if you want to see how we came up with this Wonder Woman character at character creation. So we're pretty much ready to get started, so let us talk to our friend Superman.
While we're here, we need to stop this ship from abducting anyone else. And send Brainiac a message Earth isn't going to fall to Brainiac or anyone else.
You still have your weapons. Use them to get rid of the debris blocking the door.
So basically here you have the hint: for attack you press square, and for range attack you press triangle. In this case I decided to use the shield weapon. The shield weapon is the only weapon that you cannot get for free. You have to be a subscriber or you have to purchase the weapon. So you can use all the weapons in DC Universe Online as a free-to-play player except for the shield. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to use that weapon. And for the powers, let's go take a quick look at the powers. I decided to use Earth powers for a few reasons. Thematically speaking, it kind of works with Wonder Woman. Basically, she was sculpted out of clay. So I thought using Earth power is kind of poetic. But also they've added an artifact at some point. We'll see that artifact much later in the walkthrough. They've added an artifact that has to do with the Lasso of Truth ability. And it is a tank artifact. So it made sense to give her a tank power. But also, eventually, some of the abilities of the Earth powers will be able to mimic having super strength. Sadly, some of those abilities are pretty high up. Actually, yeah, we're going to get there. Like, the Jackhammer ability is a good ability to try to mimic super strength. Basically, you keep on punching the ground as if you had the super strength. Oh well. So it'll take a while before we can actually show off her using a super strength, but we'll get there sooner or later. So let's start by using our range ability to destroy those thingy. Oh, that was quick.
Here they come. All units. Get ready for a fight.
So the shield is a good weapon to be able to attack from range, or it's also a good weapon to fight in melee. So it's a nice combo of a nice mixture of range and melee attack. So if you like to fight in melee, the shield is a good option. If you like to fight from a distance, it is also a good option.
I will patrol towards the prisoner bay.
I guess the better option would be if you're a sort of a hybrid fighter who kind of likes to fight both from range or from melee, depending on the circumstances. Although at the end of the day, you can pretty much fight in melee or in range with all the weapons, but some are more effective in range and some are more effective in melee. So basically we got a new ability, so got it. Superman is going ahead without us. He's so mean. So for the shield, we already had 1 point in shield that I didn't apply for some reason. So now we're going to apply a second point. So let's put, so we have a tap hold ability. And 3 tap hold. I'm going to wait for the 2. No, let's take those 2. So we have a tap hold. Let's try it out. Tap, hold, and 2 hold. Oh, let's break a double barrel. There are feats for breaking healing barrels. The top feat is like breaking 1,000 barrels. So whenever you see those barrels, don't be shy. Break them open. It will work towards that feat. Oh, Superman is so nice. He waited for us. So let us continue. Oh, and we got our first power. Sadly, it's not really a power I kind of like to use, but that doesn't matter. If we take a quick look at our loadout, so the power is called Pebble Blast.
You understand.
I know know this is a lot to ask, but we
So you
need
can see
your
what it
help.
does.
We can disable this ship if we can destroy its central AI core. Brainiac has more ships, but this one has some key systems. Taking it out will slow his invasion.
I'm gonna move it a bit because I
You
kind of
find
like.
that you can always trust Oracle to know what's up. She helps the entire Justice League on our missions.
I'm moving it a bit because I kind of like to have range abilities on triangle, and I like to have my melee abilities on the square. It's not really necessary. It's just something I do. Oh, and if we take a quick look at the ability, it's a tank ability. Basically, you blast your target with piercing pebbles, but also it taunts a single target to attack you if you are in tank role. Basically, normally tank have a whole bunch of abilities to be able to attract enemies towards them, and this is one of those for a single target. So let us continue. So you can sort of get rid of at least some of your enemies with range attack at first, and then when they get into melee range, then you switch to melee attacks. It's all good. Although I love when you hold the square, your character rushes forward with the shield. Love that.
It doesn't take X-ray vision to see you're up to no good.
So again, if you have like a tank, then you can attack with
More
range
of the
ability
Justice
or
League
switch
have
again to
arrived
melee
back you up.
if needed.
They'll draw some of Brainiac's attention.
So you can see Superman is tanking while I'm ranging. Oh yeah. Now let's get some of those barrels because we're going to need the feet. There's also feats for breaking the red barrels, so don't hesitate to do that as well. Of course, if you don't want to waste your
Think
barrels,
you can hurt me?
oh, Superman went ahead without us.
It'll
you can
take
do-
more than that.
You could bring the barrel with you if you don't want to waste it, or if you feel it's a waste to just break it. Let's heal our friend Superman because we're nice like that.
That's your one free shot.
Sadly, as we move forward, our shield
The good guys
disappears.
always come out on top.
There's initiative. Damage detected. System damage. Damage detected. There's initiative. System
Sadly, at this point, we don't have access to all the combos, but it'll come soon enough to us. So let's just... Oh, and I guess I should also mention... So at this point... Oh, we got a new point for our weapon. So here we have a 3 hold. Let's use it for now. So basically... Oh, so basically 1 hold, 2 hold, and 3 hold. For flight abilities, we're going to have to be level 9 in order to be able to get it. But at level 9, Supersonic is the first ability you have to take. As soon as you reach level 9, put a point in Supersonic so that you can fly faster. For the iconic powers, it requires level 10. Could have sworn it was higher than that. So at level 10, we are going to be able to take some of those iconic powers. For in case of Wonder Woman, like there's the Amazonian Deflection, which is a Wonder Woman inspired power. And there's also Mesmerizing Lasso. And for the stats points, eventually we are going to have to choose focus. So either focus superpowered, focus hybrid, or weapon expert. So if you use your weapons, you'll go with weapon experts. If you use your superpowers, you'll go with that. And if you do a hybrid mix of both, then yes, focus hybrid would be a good choice. And then you can assign the skill points to various abilities to boost the power of your character, to boost how powerful your character is. So let us continue.
So many robots. This is a classic bad news, good news situation. The bad news is that those robots are starting to activate. The good news is that the Flash and Green Lantern are there to help you fight them. Those two have always been my favorites. Don't ever tell Batman I said that.
So here we have the hint to learn how to block. Basically, you hold R1 and you will block. Sadly, I'm not sure why. Sometimes when you block, we don't see our shield. I guess we have to sort of activate the weapon by attacking with it, and then when we block, we'll see the shield.
You shouldn't try to solve your problem with violence.
Oh, and I guess this will be a good time to test our new 3-hold ability. 1, 2, 3. Ultimately, you don't have to switch from range to melee. Even if you're in melee and you use your range abilities, as far as I can tell, there's no, it doesn't change anything. Although you can be interrupted with your range attack, as you can see. So that's, I guess, the one drawback. But it's not like in D&D where you'll get a malice if you fight in melee with a ranged weapon. The only malice I can think of is the fact that you can be interrupted.
You're not as weak as you look. I'm bringing you to justice.
The nice thing also about the shield, sometimes it will juggle certain enemies.
Great Krypton.
I asked Green Lantern and the Flash to take out the ship's main gun. Brainiac doesn't mess around.
Although I don't see that many people actually using the shield ability, the shield weapon, I should say. I guess one of the reasons for that is that it is not a free ability. So here we take a look. We got a new ability called Localized Tremor. I forget what this does. Oh, there we go. So basically, you punch the ground with your character. So it's something that I like to put in my, as if it was a melee ability. And I guess it's the first steps towards mimicking having super strength with our character. Is that basically we can punch the ground real hard, but we only punch it once. So if you want to punch it multiple times, you're gonna have to use the ability every time.
Oh. Uh-oh. These energy readings. Brainiac has a full invasion force stored on this ship. We have to destroy it.
So basically when you punch the ground, it will do a bit of damage to all the enemies around you. And I'm not sure if that seems to be pretty much all it does. There's also some power interaction. Crushed enemies take additional damage, but we don't have any abilities that triggers the crush ability, so it doesn't matter at this point. Let's grab a barrel to help our friend Superman.
Contain the human.
Yeah, in this mission, Superman doesn't take damage, but you never know. It's good to take that habit so that at some point when you are with NPCs that can get damaged, you'll be in the habit of using healing barrels to heal them. Unless, of course, if you're using a character that has healing abilities, then you can just do that. Oh yeah, I guess I could show. There's also, if you just press the triangle button quickly, it does a little attack like that. That's probably the one thing I'm not too crazy about when it comes to the shield weapon. But it's a minor nitpick.
You shouldn't try to solve your problem with violence.
So again, if we want to, our friend Superman could be tanking and we attack from range, or we jump into the fray ourselves. The choice is ours. And you can see there's a bit of a cooldown, so you cannot keep on punching the ground. Yeah, when you punch the ground, you have to wait a little bit before you can use it again. So normally you'll wait until you have a whole bunch of enemies around you, and then you go boom. I think we forgot a barrel or two. Let's find out. Oh yeah. So right, you can see red barrels. 5 red barrels we got to feed. I probably should have brought... Oh, there's another one over here. I know it may seem strange, but you need 1,000 barrels for the top feed. And that's a lot of barrels. So whenever you see barrels that you can actually destroy,
There's the ship's
do so.
central AI core. You two should help Wonder Woman and Batman destroy it. But be ready. Brainiac won't be happy about it.
Let's go help our friend Wonder Woman because we're nice like that. So basically we have to destroy that thing over there. Oh, let's get rid of that little robot here. Oh, wrong target. There we go.
Brainiac's there, just as I feared. He's one of Superman's biggest bads, but between you and the Trinity, you should be able to take him. Just hurry. The ship is starting to blow apart, and Brainiac is blocking me from opening a teleporter. We don't want our newest friend going down with the ship.
Brainiac, I won't let you do to Earth what you did to Kandor on Krypton. You won't bottle this world.
So again, at this point, we don't have a lot of weapon combos to use, but that will change as we unlock more and more combos. Eventually, we're going to unlock all the weapon combos, so we will have access to all the abilities.
Status critical. Do not think you have won, for I wear many shells. I am the source.
He doesn't want us to win. He's so mean. Evil Brainiac. Well, let's pose with our friend for, what, 1 second? And let us talk to Super... Oh, and here you can see the difference between... Basically, this is a Wonder Woman you can create using the styles in the game. But here you have the actual Wonder Woman NPC. We can't really recreate something that looks like the Wonder Woman NPC. It doesn't really matter. We can still make a pretty good
If you're
version of
interested
Wonder
in
Woman.
joining the fight for justice, the League would be happy to teach you.
Phew, I'm
I'd be tempted to say that the player version
On your way
is
to
even better than the
greatness.
NPC,
Now
but
get out of there
I'm
and
not
I'll
going to do
contact
that.
you on the ground.
So again, there's a whole bunch of healing barrels here. Oh, we're going to skip the cinematics. I love those cinematics, but when I make those walkthrough, normally I skip them. I do have a video called DC Universe Online the Movie, so if you want to see a whole bunch of those cinematics, don't hesitate to go watch that movie. So pretty much done here, so let us take the teleporter. So they're talking about equipping gear. Oh, let's go to our inventory. So we got a new cape. I mentioned in my character creation video, basically whenever there's always styles attached to pieces of gear. In this case, the style attached to this piece of gear is the Jackie style. So once we equip the style, we will unlock the Jackie style. Also, let's go to our style tab for 1 second. So if we go, let's say, to our back piece, like you can see there's a button over there, hold all. But also you can go to, let's say, the back piece specifically, and you can release the style. You see to the right, there's a lock. You can lock and unlock the style. At character creation, I suggested that you have to lock all your styles. So if you click on the button, hold all, let's show you. So the style is unlocked, and if we click on hold all, it will lock all the styles for our character. But let's show you what happens if the style is unlocked, I mean. So if you do not lock the style of your character, here's what's happened. When you equip a new piece of gear, boom, it equips the style as well. So if you don't want your style to change all the time whenever you equip a new piece of gear, you have to lock your style. So let's go back to our styles tab. Let's go back to the, if it loads at some point, let's go back to the back piece and let us lock the style. And let's go back to none. I could have a shield in the back at some point, not just yet. So there we go. And also there's a bunch of briefings. We'll take a look at those, or investigations I should say. We'll take a look at those in just a minute. So let's talk to our friend Detective Stryker.
I'm sure I have something here that can help you. Take a look.
So Detective Stryker has a whole bunch of gear, but also as you can see, each piece of gear has a style attached to it. So obviously we're going to want to upgrade the stats of our character, but in some cases we may decide to just purchase a piece of gear only for the style. I'm pretty sure we don't have pants. So we have a back piece, a chest piece, a belt, gloves, and boots. Let's buy ourselves some pants and maybe even a mask.
I'm sure I have something here that can help you. Take a look.
So let's buy the pants. And we'll also have enough to purchase the mask. And let us equip it. And because we did lock the styles, we did not change the look of our character. Before I collect those investigations, let's go pick up our mail. So here she's giving us a face mask. So again, let's go back here and let's equip it. They've added a whole bunch of new investigations not too long ago, so let us collect them.
This teleportation hub will allow quick transport between key locations like other safe houses in Gotham City and Metropolis. Everyone has different approaches to finding their own iconic looks. But remember, the only truly bad gear is broken gear. So if you ever see the broken shield notification on your minimap, get repairs from any vendor.
And you'll notice you can hear the investigation. It may seem self-evident right now, but when you're looking for investigation in the open world, a good way to be able to try to detect them, like sometimes they're hidden behind the objects, so a good way to be able to detect them is to wear some headphones and to pump up the volume, and then you can hear them easily enough.
I guess I'm joining Booster Gold in promoing soda colas. They're quick, cheap pick-me-ups that really come in handy during a fight. Keep a lot on hand.
In the open world, you could use some radar enhancers to be able to see the investigations, but if you put the volume high enough with headphones, you won't really need to get any radar enhancers. You should be able to hear them.
Finding investigations, briefs, and collections provides great insights, and completing them nets you some pretty good rewards. Information brokering isn't such a bum deal, right?
And you'll notice in the case of these investigations, they also give you a hint about the game.
Bounties offer great rewards, but be careful not to take them on by yourself. Teaming up is key when going after bigger targets.
So you'll notice the hint about the bounties is right next to the poster. Right now we cannot interact with the poster, but eventually this poster will allow us to be able to take to get some bounties. So we'll be able to go into the open world, fight some bounties, and get some rewards. And we have the new model for Martian Manhunter. I kind of missed the old model already. The new one isn't bad. I kind of like the head especially, but holy crap, they made the torso very skinny somehow. Oh well.
Not saying you should never go on a Booster Gold tour, just that Booster cares more about hearing himself talk than providing useful info.
The Booster Gold tour she's talking about is the kiosk over here. As you go up in level, those kiosks will give you missions. It's simple enough missions. Basically, you have to explore Metropolis or Gotham. So you take the mission from the vendor, and then you have to go into the open world and find a few objectives, and you come back. It's a very easy mission. It gives a bit of XP, so there's no reason not to play those missions, especially early on when you try to level up your character a bit. I guess there's no one here right now. There should be one more. Ah, there it is.
See a mail notification on your minimap? Check your mail at one of these mailboxes. Treat messages from unknown senders cautiously, but mail from famous heroes usually contains rewards, so don't sit on those.
So this is the hint about the mail, and ironically enough, because we completed the investigation, we will get a reward by mail. Oh, while we wait for our mail, we can see that they also added the new version of Martian Manhunter and this little hologram over here. Somehow the mail seems to take longer than usual. It happens. There's some days when the mail is really slow. So basically we'll pick up our mail next time. Also next time we will talk to our friend the Oracle bot over here. So this completes the first part of our Wonder Woman walkthrough. Also, this is the first time we create a new character ever since we got the House of Legends. The House of Legends made a whole bunch of changes to DC Universe Online. So we're going to discover a lot of those changes with our new Wonder Woman character. I guess we'll have to wait and see.